Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's had a great weekend and you're rested, ready for another week. Now, I want to take a little detour, but not really, um, from the side. What we're going to do today and maybe tomorrow is talk about note taking. Some people have posed a question to me that they're really not sure how to take notes, what to do. So, we're going to take a brief time to discuss how to take notes. Now, these notes are pertaining to actual classroom lectures, which the videos could be considered, and also on textbooks. So I'll reiterate at different times how to take notes as we're doing the novel. Okay? The very first thing that you need to know in note taking is you have to focus on what your purpose is. What is relevant to what you know that you're going to need to know? As you're reading, you're doing your historical fiction, the facts are relevant of the time of what topic you've chosen. What also is relevant is your fictional characters. A lot of you are still putting real characters to the facts. What you need to do now with the historical fiction is put fictional characters to the facts. So you don't need to talk about the Wright brothers. You need to come up with a different name of somebody during that time period who was involved with planes and et cetera, okay? And it doesn't have to take place where it took place initially, but it has to take place in something that was around during that time period. Also, our language has to pertain to what was around during that time period as well. Okay, so the first thing is focus on the purpose, what is relevant. Secondly, you need to be organized. Each day that you take your notes, you watch a video, even if you only use half a piece of paper, the next day you don't use that other piece of paper. You do a new piece of paper with the date on the top of the paper. You have a fresh start each day that you do this, okay? If you're using a Word document or Google or a notebook page, again, you still use a fresh start. When you do that, I'll go on a little bit later on. What I'm getting from some people may be vocabulary words on a page, which is an assignment, and then on the other half of the page, I'm getting your notes. How are you going to know what to study? What if I say to you, when we get back to school, we're going to have an open book and you can only use your tests. You can't use your vocabulary words. You're going to be out of luck. Okay? So assignments should always be separate from your notes. All right? Use shorthand. Now, I don't know shorthand. Make your own shorthand up. As long as it stays consistent, as long as you know what it means, that's fine. You don't have to write down complete sentences. I don't want you writing back every single word I'm saying to you. Bullet point it. What am I saying? What are my important pieces of information? What is going to be necessary for the test later on? That kind of information. Okay? Use abbreviations or symbols that make sense to you. Next, you need to pre-read before you read and take notes. Now, this isn't going to actually pertain to you with the novel, but it is going to pertain to you with your historical fiction and other classes as well. This can help you in your other classes. And next year when you go into 7th grade, it's going to help you there. So you need to read your introduction, read your subheadings, look at the pictures, look at the graphs, summarize the paragraphs, read the summary paragraph, study the questions that are at the end of the unit or the chapter. And as you're reading the chapter, get familiar with remember those questions and get familiar with what they're asking you so that you can almost test yourself to see how it's done. Later on, I'll teach you a system called the SQ3R study system. But right now, I'm not going to take the time to do that. And that's where I'm going to end up for today. This went very fast. So work on that. Remember that tomorrow you're going to continue working on your plot map. The beginning of it is the conflict. The middle of it shows us the resolution. The third is the ending. In the ending, you do not bring any new information into the topic. Okay? Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.